Dandi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to go through the art that I already have, a lot of stuff that I made years ago, to see what, if any of it, is going to be sellable. Sort of what I was looking for on top is mostly my printmaking work, because I think that was some of the best 2D art that I've done. This came from a woodblock print, and it's a reductive process where you do each layer, then you'll carve out more, do another color, carve out more, do another color, and get this heavily layered effect. And so I don't know, you can kind of see it in the bees, in their wings, where there's sort of a layer of all of the colors there. The prints that I have are kind of not in good condition. If you are watching this and you want sort of a messy bee print, yeah, none of these are really in very good condition. But if you want a messy bee print, I'll send you one. This came from an astronomical series of lino cuts. I think they were all lino cuts, linoleum block prints. So I had, I guess probably 4 blocks. I think I probably still have all of these blocks, but this piece in particular, Pluto, it was shown in an art gallery, and it sold the first night. I have obviously one more copy. I might have additional copies. Some more of my very early printmaking work. Some of this I might actually use for making zines, like that. I was doing a lot with the body at the time. Oh, snakes. My snake prints, just like quick sketches I made. Old sketchbook. I don't think there's anything in here. Oh, more sketches from a figure drawing class. That was fun. I took that with one of my neighbors when I was living in the photo studio. One of the neighbors and I signed up for a figure drawing class at the community college, and we took that together. That was really fun. I kind of miss her sometimes. Okay, so here are the lino cut blocks. These might actually be usable. Oh yes, we have Pluto block number 2, Pluto block number 3. Oh, this is another, maybe I have some of these left. This is a sun solar. We have the circles. The circles are back. The circles are back. This is, I think, the original series of circles. Oh no, these are bad bees. These bees are even worse. There's my color test, and you can see like the first layer of that, of the yellow, and it looks like I tried to do the orange over it, but the paper must have slipped, because it's very, very off. But yeah, you can see that. These are, yeah, very, you can see here how off it is, the red, orange, yellow. Yeah, more bee problems here. The bees, I put it in upside down, so the bees are in the completely wrong place. That one would not have come out well anyway, but okay, this is more little scrappy prints, test prints. Some of this might be useful for making zines. The original bee sketch. The reference photo for the sun figure drawing class. Oh no, this is all David's work. Goth Guide to New Orleans from 1998. Who knows how many of these places are even open post Katrina. My dead partner's bad goth poetry from 1995. Here's the snake wood blocks. Yeah, it's a set of 3. Art. One of my neighbors is oftentimes walk with me when I'm walking my dog. And we'll chat and whatever. So the other day I was having a really bad migraine. I was out walking the dog and he's like, oh, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I have a bad migraine today. And the conversation proceeds to talk about why I have this migraine. Am I worn out? Am I tired? Is it telling me something? What triggered it? And I'm like, nothing. I'm not worn out. I'm not tired. Nothing triggered this migraine. It's just a thing that happens to me that has been happening nonstop for the past 3 years. There's no triggers. There's no reason. I get migraines because I get migraines, right? And he kept insisting that no, he doesn't believe that. There's a reason, there's something. The migraine is trying to tell me something or teach me something, or it's a sign of something. And I'm like, no, it's not. It is, I can promise you, it is not. And it gets to this really interesting kind of idea that occurs in New Age communities and in a lot of, spiritual kinds of communities. The idea that everything happens for some reason. There's some reason behind whatever, and you have to really investigate and meditate and think about this to figure the reason out. And somehow that is, being a spiritual person. Hinduism does not agree with that. Now, while of course we are very powerful in our lives and in the world, and our actions and our choices can make huge change within our own lives and in the world around us, it gets to a point where you have to stop. You really have to stop with this, investigation, because liberated thinking is a thought pattern of accepting the world as it is, accepting people's actions as they are. I get migraines because I get migraines, and letting go of any other reason. Now, that's not to say that I agree or I like or I think it's a good thing that I'm getting migraines. It's that I have simply let go of all of that sort of searching and trying to make connections and all of this stuff. It's, one of the things that leads us into delusion and keeps us bound to this world is this attempt to connect everything and to clutch on to everything, when really liberated thinking and unclutching, the meditation that leads to states of enlightenment, is about letting go. That our brains make connections that don't exist. It is a function of human psychology to do that. It's our function of our brains to make these connections, whether or not the connections are real. And it is liberated thinking to let go, to stop clutching onto those things. Because the fact of the matter is that sometimes there are simply no good answers. And life and the world happens as it is. Life and the world happens no matter what our thoughts are or feelings are about it. Whether it's good or bad or pleasant or unpleasant or anything, life and the world happen. Sort of, searching and drawing connections might be their attempt at finding meaning in their lives and the world. But that really leads you into delusion and leads you into conspiracy theories. Anyone in spirituality or New Age that is into conspiracy theories is really leading themselves and other people around them into delusion and away from enlightenment. You have to be able to find contentment in your life as it is, whether or not anything has any meaning, whether or not things that are good or bad or anything are happening. You have to live in reality and not drive yourself crazy searching for connections that simply don't exist. Part of undoing our karma and releasing ourselves from karma comes from releasing the ways that we clutch on to ideas and create patterns. In order to release ourselves from karmas, we need to release ourselves from these patterns that we create. And so it's so important to shift to liberated thinking. That things happen because they happen. People do what they do because they do what they do. People are who they are because they are who they are. I get migraines because I get migraines. That is it. That is all. And to be able to find contentment in our lives and release ourselves from this delusion of the patterns that we create.